Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're well. Uh, it's raining here in Michigan again. Again, it was raining this morning. We didn't exactly get sun, but it dried up for a while. And now it's raining again because apparently grass in Michigan needs to be really, really, really fucking tall. Oh, Jesus. Tired of rain, y'all. Tired of rain. I feel like I'm living in Seattle or something. Um, I have a good show for you today. I think. Maybe. We'll see. I do have the new internet, guys. So I was game streaming a little while ago. I haven't done that before, not on my own at least. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. I hope people enjoyed it. That's over on my Monkey Gaming channel, which has been around for almost 2 years, I think it is, and it just doesn't get much use. Started out as a live stream channel. That's where this shit was supposed to go, guys. But unfortunately, my internet sucks. So I couldn't do that. And I was going to upload the live streams there, and that just didn't work out. So I'm like, I'm going to make a gaming channel. And somebody told me, oh, you can use OBS. It doesn't matter how bad your internet is. And I tried it. I'm like, oh, you don't understand how bad my internet is. So that never worked. And it's just sat there, really. Uploaded a couple of videos. I did the preview for me and Satsu going back into Hope County. That's what Hope County, right? Yeah, for Far Cry 5 for New Dawn. Oh, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, the the commercial for that was one of my favorite things I've ever made, just because it was me and him just really stupid shit. Just here for the shout out, Monkey. Then I'm going back to Ghost Poo. Ghost Poo's on? What the fuck are those guys doing on right now? And why didn't I see them on? Oh, are you watching it? Rewatching it? I should have seen them on YouTube. Anyway, the problem with the new internet, it's really good speeds, but it's satellite. So I'm going to invite the guys. But when they come on, if they come on, there may be a problem. There may be a latency issue there where I'll have to switch to my other internet in order to make it work. So we'll see what happens. But that does bring up the question, once this kind of show goes away and all I can use is the new internet, because I have to use the new internet for OBS, and it looks like they're going to force us to use OBS. I don't know how I'm going to do the show. It may end up just being me, or just me and one person, because me and Satsu were able to have a mostly decent conversation earlier when it was just the two of us. I think getting into 3 or 4 is going to be a little bit but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The what was the other news? As for Lords of the Night, because that can't just be 2. Satsu's, if it gets to that point, what's going to happen is Satsu's going to run the stream for me through my channel, so that's going to be unaffected. It's just this show that might be changed a little bit, so we'll see what happens. I'm just happy to be able to do more shit. I have so many plans, y'all. So many plans. You know how many times I would have loved to done one of my videos like the way that Tim Pool does his. Tim Pool basically does what I do, except for he can do it on a stream where he can scroll through it and just read it out as he goes and give his live answers. Do you know how much easier it is to just record yourself live? And if you fuck up a little bit, people don't really care, because it's like, oh, he's just talking to us. When you're making a produced video, you got to edit that shit out. And sometimes there are times, guys, I've gone to say something, and like, especially if I'm reading it, the way it's written is just so tongue twisty that I've had like 40 takes, and that's not an exaggeration, just trying to get that phrasing right. And if you watch, every now and then I'll switch up the wording every now and then, just because I'm like, fuck it, I ain't doing that again. Slightly sleep deprived, but it's self-inflicted. Sorry to hear that, Terry. I hope you get sleep eventually, but not yet, because I want you to hang out and listen to me. I have this sexy voice. Reading it is written. Yeah, I had to actually use that phrase in my last video, because that wasn't written very well. Yeah, the internet is made for complaining. You're not wrong, Della Hayes. Um, I was like the old guys when you ask me, "How you doing?" I could complain, but nobody would care. Like, you're right. So go ahead and stop right there. Uh, I all had to leave Lords of the Night early, but made up for getting to MIT late or MIT AM late. That's all right, man. That's all right. You don't have to watch everything we say. Uh, we say a lot of funny and stuff and insightful stuff. And once we did give the secret to winning the lottery, and you were probably there for that, but I mean, we only did that once, so the chances of you having missed that pretty slim. I've had no fucking sleep, you guys. Since we talked last night, the guy was coming to do the satellite, and he was supposed to be here between 11 and 2, and good for him, he was here at 11. But I was like, "Oof, I don't wanna miss this." So I went up and I slept on the couch because I didn't get to sleep till around 6. I'm laying there watching some Married with Children on Hulu, and Lady Monkey's over in the chair looking all cute, wearing her little nightgown, and I kept hoping she'd move her legs just right so I could see because that's who I am. Um, but it was probably close to 8 before I finally passed out, and, uh, Pumpkin Pumpkin woke up sometime after I fell asleep, and her and her mom came into the living room, and as my grandbabies are prone to do, she wanted her grandpa. And her mom kept telling her to stop. And I got to tell her mom, this baby is allowed to wake me up whenever she wants. She has the same rules as Little Butt. Pumpkin and Little Butt have the same rules. And they're the only ones with those rules. They can wake me up whenever the hell they want to. And their parents are not allowed to give them any shit for it. Everybody else needs to leave me the hell alone when I'm sleeping. But she's she comes up and she grabs my feet. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. With all of this body stuff that's gone on, my feet are incredibly sensitive. Like, if you touch them anywhere, they tickle like hell. And, that's how she grabbed my foot, and I will so that was around see, I went to sleep around 8. It was maybe 9:30 that happened, maybe 10. So I got 2 hours of sleep there, and then after dinner tonight, at about 6, I'm like, I'm just gonna lay on the couch. Baby, wake me up at 8 so I can go do the show." And, I ended up with, like, 10 minutes of sleep there. So, I'm tired is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm talking to you about sleep in this tone of voice. Is it working? Are you getting sleepy? After you fall asleep, I'm gonna make you, like, dance like a chicken every time somebody says hi to you. Do you guys believe that's real? Do you guys believe that, that kind of hypnosis is real? I know that hypnosis works. I know that, it's basically meditation the way that they use it for, like, doctors and stuff in medical treatment or psychology treatment, that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, I'm gonna make you make you bark like a dog every time something's said. I don't believe it's true, but I really wish it was. I really wish that was something that happened, just like it does in the sitcoms, because that's where it's always been best. Heads up about a fake YouTube email some have gotten telling you something is wrong with your videos and telling you to fill out a questionnaire. It's a hacker. Oh, well, thank you. For the record, I don't pay attention to anything YouTube sends me. I look at the headline because the only thing I look at from them is your video has been denied monetization because you suck. You have to be very influenceable to begin with. I don't know about that. I think you have to be open to it actually working. I've been under hypnosis once. It's a weird feeling. It's like being sleep awake. You know everything that's going on. You hear everything that's going on, but it's like, have you ever come out of sleep or like I described earlier, where I just fell asleep for like 10 minutes and you're not quite out. You can still hear everything. You haven't quite fallen all the way asleep. That's what it felt like. I shield the show, Monkey. Thank you so much, Gray. I appreciate it. And Gray says, I have a head injury from the war. Sleep is difficult. I'm sorry to hear that, and thank you for your service, sir. Sorry that happened to you. Office Space made hypnosis cool. No, Jaeger Pony. Jaeger, how old are you? I believe there's even a Three's Company episode with that. Jack, my friend, it's good to see you.
Good to be here. Good to see you too.
I've already told the audience this, and I'm telling you because it might make communication difficult between us. I have a slight delay because I'm on my satellite right now.
Oh, okay.
So there may be a half second in between our responses to each other. If it becomes too much of a problem, I will switch back to my other internet. But for now, I want to see how it works because this is kind of a test on that.
That's cool.
All right. Um, the biggest news today, guys, reparations. Reparations. Faithless says does not sound lagged. It's from what I've timed, it's like a 4-second delay from when I stop speaking and the other person starts at its worst. So we'll see. Um, Jack says, in other words, hypnosis can't make you think of your mom while masturbating.
Well, there's no evidence of
I'm
that.
so You're right. There's not a. I think that would be a good time to put that in there. Um, oh God, that was some horrible phrasing. Evolved Potato, thank you so much over on the Streamlabs. I'm bringing Streamlabs up here. You'd use hypnosis to make Lady Monkey walk around naked. If we lived alone, if we didn't have one of the kids still living at the house, yes, absolutely. Because I like my wife naked. Just throwing that out there. They can have reparations issued at 37 cents each, the price of 5.56 NATO. I don't know what that is.
That's ammunition.
Oh, gotcha. I think reparations are stupid. I think anybody who was a slave in the South during the Civil War should get reparations.
And they're all dead.
Or
So.
prior to the Civil War. Yeah, right. I mean, how convenient is that? The problem becomes that the idea is that because they were so impoverished after slavery and during slavery and blah blah blah, they never had a chance to get to the American dream. And the answer is to just throw money at them. You ever seen a poor person win the lottery?
Yeah.
They don't stay wealthy for very long. They tend to lose it all because they buy stupid shit they don't need because they don't know how to handle money. The problem here is not that they've been kept down. I mean, again, this gets pointed to a lot. Asians were treated like shit when they got here. I mean, Chinese people died building the railroads. They just walk over them to keep going and grab a new Chinaman. But you have to make an effort. you have to make an effort. Hang on a second here. So how was the show tonight, Jack?
It was good. It was good. Quiz went on a pretty big tirade about some D&D nonsense that's going on, and that was kind of the main thing.
Is this nonsense with D&D like in official tournaments or with the a new edition or something?
No, they're trying to put more LGBT blah 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 representation into the modules, and this lady was talking about her experiences as a lesbian or whatever in D&D, and it was just infuriating. It was on the Mary Sue.
Of course it was. Prospero says that was a great rant that Quiz did. I'm sure it was. He goes off on some pretty good rants.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as a poly rant,
H.
but it was pretty close.
um, yeah, enough. This representation shit is getting old.
Yes, it is.
Mobster's son behind dad's murder at McDonald's drive-thru. What? Hang on just a second here, Jack. I need talk to the audience for half a second, would you?
Thank you for the Streamlabs donation, Terry. Will do. Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy day. I found a dead cat in my yard, so I had to go bury that. And I had some trouble digging a hole because I only had an old coal shovel, which doesn't have a point. It's flat. So that proved to be exciting because I ended up hitting a lot of roots. And couldn't find the cat's kittens, so they're probably starving to death somewhere.
That was a horrible thing to come back to.
Well, that's you told me to talk to him. You didn't say to be uplifting.
No, I came back to and we couldn't find the cat's kittens, so they're probably dead somewhere. Like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I found a dead cat in the yard.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, it's one of the strays that's been coming around.
Let's see. Yeah, apparently, the wise guy's son paid more than $200,000 to have his dad whacked in a McDonald's drive-thru in the Bronx.
Why? Because cardiovascular disease wasn't fast enough for him?
I don't know, man. Also ordered a botched hit on his brother, Anthony Zatola, I guess, senior. 41 potentially faces a death sentence for the alleged patricide of reputed Bonanno crime family associate Sylvester Sally Daz Zalata, 71, who was gunned down while waiting for a takeout cup of coffee last year. He was 71. He was gonna, Jesus Christ, why'd you have him killed? Let's see. It doesn't really say why, so he's probably still denying it, so they don't have a reason, right? Anyway,
Probably.
so yeah, amazing. A mobster killed another mobster. Huh.
I'm shocked.
Man, I've been playing video games all day. I don't even know what's going on in the world. All I know is that they had the big reparations hearing on the Hill today because everybody needed to waste their time.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of that, and it was as stupid as you expect.
That's what Scribble said. He didn't say it was stupid. He said there was a lot of interesting things, which I think was his polite way of saying that was fucking stupid.
Oh, it's completely pointless. I mean, they're just doing the usual race baiting thing, and I mean, no matter what you do, it's never going to be enough.
Well, no, it can't be. How do you figure out? Okay, because what was it? 40 acres and a mule after slavery
For the homesteaders, yeah.
Right. That's as close as we ever got to offering anything. But who was it? What's that guy's name? Oh shit. Hang on. I gotta find a story. I skipped it tonight because it's actually I believe the opening statements of two of the gentlemen who were at the hearing. The one who has a really weird name.
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Ta-Nehisi.
He writes Captain America.
Oh, is that who he is?
Yep.
I've seen his name before, and I have no idea who the fuck he is.
He's one of those race hustler writers, in my opinion. He writes for a couple magazines, like New York Times, occasionally, that sort of thing.
The other one was Coleman Hughes. That's the one that was pretty much against it because it's fucking stupid. But he pointed out, the United States has given a lot of money to African Americans.
Yeah, well, affirmative action alone.
Yeah. The problem is there is a, and this isn't with all blacks, but there is a cancer in some of the communities where getting ahead is actually seen as a negative. I remember going to school and there being a certain group of like 4 or 5 kids, the cool kids who would laugh at the other black guys. Oh, you trying to be white? Because they wanted to learn.
Yeah,
Um,
you talk white. I
why you
remember
talking
that one.
white? Yeah. Why you want education? Because I'd like to have a job, and I'd like to get ahead in life. But we do have this push by some people that I saw a thing just the other day that big words are racist. Big
Yeah,
words are racist.
that's such a bizarrely racist statement to
You
say.
think? Yeah, black people are too dumb to understand big words, y'all. Do they even listen to what the fuck comes out of their mouth?
Probably not.
It Ebony says that crap irritates me to no end. You and me both, Ebony, because it's that's the difference between the Asian culture and the black culture when it comes to how they overcame the shit they went through when they got here. There's no denying blacks went through some fucking shit. A ton of it. But so did Asians. Asians were treated as bad. I mean, they were literally just you're here to work till you die, people. We might give you a bowl of rice and a small roof, but otherwise, if somebody kills you, we'll just find another one. But as they moved away from that time period, you know what? This is another one of those things where I look back and it's like the end of the '80s, man. The end of the '80s fucked this country so bad. It actually that whole idea of talking white that went national. Why are you talking with Ebonics? Ebonics is a real thing. No, it's not. That's people who aren't speaking properly. That's like saying that a Southerner who doesn't put G at the end of his words is actually speaking a whole new language. That's not a new language. That's a lazy fucking talker.
Yeah.
Speaker. Whoops. But suddenly, because it was blacks, it's like, no, they're too stupid to learn English. No, they're not. And that's fucking racist to say, you dumb motherfucker. How do you not get that? It's like they want blacks to be dumb. They want them. They want them to be dumb. They want them to be poor, and they want to blame it on everyone else. Affirmative action itself. I mean, how the fuck can you look at that and not go, yeah, that's racist? That's racist as shit. You can't do anything without big old whitey helping you. Negroes is not smart enough or dedicated enough or hardworking enough to get ahead unless the honky helps them. It's so fucking stupid, man. And you guys, double standards with low expectations. Yeah. The whole part, we all know affirmative action is absolutely racist just by definition. It's racist and sexist. It gives preferential treatment to certain groups based on color or sex. That's racism and sexism. But that's not even the biggest problem with it. The biggest problem is the idea that those people need you to help them. It's no. You know what? Sometimes maybe, just like we have a safety net for everyone in the country. Okay, that's fair. But they don't need you for everything. Let them be themselves and grow and be smart. They can't learn the big words. Fuck off. This pisses me off, Jack. Racism pisses me off, man.
It should.
But it doesn't. Enough people don't get pissed off about. They get pissed off about the wrong kind of racism. They get pissed off because some idiot like Kyle Kashiv types the N-word to his friends.
Yeah, edgy 16-year-old shit. That's
racism.
That's not real racism. That's just kids being stupid.
Yeah. And that's not to say that like those fucking white power dumbasses don't exist. Yeah, they're still out there. But we look down on what they do. We don't look down on telling black people they're too stupid to compete with whites, black or whites and Asians. You guys are just too dumb. We're sorry. Here, let us give you a leg up. Let us put you in a situation that because we didn't help you get regularly educated, that you're not going to be suited for. Go to college and drop out because we thought you were too stupid to handle high school. It's fucking God. Faithless, that is it. I've made that argument so many times. Same argument the slave owners made for not giving the slaves up. They can't handle this world without help. And not just without help, without white help. I'm so tired of it, man. It hurts me. My mom is got to be rolling in her grave. She was a huge fan of Malcolm. Whoops, of King. And especially the idea of colorblindness, man. That was drilled into our heads since as long as I can remember. Yeah, that person is no different than you just because of the color of their skin. And somewhere we lost that because
we didn't lose it. They misplaced it on purpose because they want there to be division. You have to fall into these little categories or you're not woke enough.
Yeah. You're not wrong. And it's not helping anybody. It's not. It really isn't.
Not designed to.
I know. And that's the sad part. We're actually watching our government do it. Most slave owners treated them well. They were an investment. They wanted to live, not kill. I don't know about treated them well, but they were. To them, they were basically another a more intelligent farm animal, slightly more intelligent farm animal. And I'm not agreeing with that, guys. That's what it was. And that's kind of how they're being treated by Democrats to this day.
Yep.
I saw a guy. I retweeted that one. I want to talk about. I don't know him. His name is Brandon Tatum. I don't know what started this. He said, "Let's talk about the word nig, asterisk, asterisk. All of your favorite rappers say the N-word 1,000 times, and y'all cool with it. Let me tell you this: 99% of white people who buy rap music rap the words and say the N-word in private. I guarantee you. So quit acting brand new." I can't remember the last time I said the N-word that I wasn't singing along with the song or talking about it being in the news on this show or Lords of the Night. I can't remember the last time that I dropped a N-word please, which I used to say like I said when I was 14, man. That was something I said all the time. It's just we all did. But white people say it all the time, y'all. I don't think there's the whole argument. We should be able to say the N-word. You can say the N-word. There's no law against it.
It's just poor form to do so.
It is. And I have no problem with it when you're talking about like the I think it was what's the name? Netflix guy who got fired for talking about how people say it. It was either him. He was actually recounting a conversation of somebody saying it, and he said the word and got in trouble for it. I want to say it was a Netflix guy. There were like 3 guys all around the same time got in trouble for that exact same thing.
I couldn't tell you the names, but I remember that. Yeah,
they weren't using it as a pejorative. They were actually talking about how to deal with it. I believe it was over stand-up comedians and stuff was the problem they were talking about at the time. Yeah, Papa John was another one. I want to say there were 3 at the same time. But anyway, that's different than, just using it because that's one of your favorite words. Just like singing it is different than using it just because you think it's funny. You ever try to sing a song and skip words in it?
It doesn't work. You sound like you have some sort of mental problem.
You do. And if it's okay to be in that song, it's okay to sing with. Period. End of discussion. You don't get it. If the word is so bad, then no one can use it. That's the problem. Nobody gets to tell me what words I can and cannot say. It's kind of part of America. And again, that doesn't mean I want to say it, you know. But I do like I don't like the idea that you can be fired for legitimately talking about somebody saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reporters shouldn't have to go the N-word all the time. It's okay to do so. But to think, oh, if he actually said it, he's going to lose his job is fucking retarded. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting take. Brandon, I don't know who he is. He is the founder and CEO of the Officer Tatum LLC, co-founder of Blexit. Oh, do you know what Blexit is?
Is that black people leaving?
It's black people leaving the Democratic Party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's funny as fuck. He also had Walk Away that came out. Black people walking away from the DNC. You know what? I don't think black people should walk away from the DNC. I don't think black people should run to Republicans. I think black people should decide for themselves which party makes more sense to them. Because I think black people are smart enough to do that. I know. We're supposed to treat them like they're little kids and that they can only think like we tell them to. Because that's what the little white girls do to make them feel better. Just bring that little Negro over here. I will take care of him. I'll tell him what to think. Do Mad Libs with song lyrics? Yeah. Anyhow, there's been a whole lot of response to AOC from yesterday too. Holy shit. She's come out and refused. I will not apologize.
Of course not. She's dumb.
You be as dumb as you want, lady. It's not going to make you right that you don't apologize. Her insistence that the detention centers are concentration camp. You know what? I wouldn't even mind her using the concentration camp thing. It would still be hyperbolic, you know. But she absolutely was trying to say that these are like the Nazi concentration camps.
Oh,
she
of course.
used the fucking words never again.
Yep.
You were absolutely comparing them. That's what Piers Morgan pointed out in his and I hate that I agree with Piers Morgan, but he pointed out in his column about this, like, look, you were using all of the language. Don't even try. But no, that's not what I meant. I just meant it was like a concentration camp, like that one time I was at band camp.
And I had to think real hard because I was concentrating.
Mark, right? Mark's right. She literally said in a tweet that it wasn't hyperbolic. Yeah, it was. And people like you, AOC, you are what's wrong right now. You are what's wrong because you have no in between. You know, was it last night we talked about it? There's I think it was on the Minions we might have talked about it. There's no belief that the person on the other side still has good intentions.
No.
For too many people, way too many people. Look, I don't think AOC's evil. I think she's a fucking moron. I still think that she thinks she's doing the right thing here. I think she believes that this is going to be like concentration camps and that she thinks that these kids that have died down there wouldn't have died if we would have just let them in. I think she honestly believes she's trying to do good. But she's a fucking moron. I can think somebody's doing the wrong thing for the right reason. And that's something we've lost in this country, man.
Well, it's not going to come back anytime soon the way things are going.
Yeah, sadly, I think you're right. Because it's getting worse, not better. Because
absolutely.
I know people don't like when I blame one party, but growing up, this was always the stuff you saw from Democrats. They always made it personal. Republicans were racist. They were sexist. They wanted to keep women barefoot and pregnant, and they wanted to own slaves again. And if only they could get back to it was all this moral shit about oppressing people. That's not to say Republicans never did it, but they did it a lot less than they do now. They're getting just as bad. And who was it that said it in chat there? That faithless. I think all socialists actually are evil. I don't think they're evil. They're stupid. There are some who I will give you, I think, are absolutely evil.
But you can do something evil without actually intending to be evil.
Yes, exactly. And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, that's why the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Exactly. If you take your average college student who's just getting indoctrinated into this shit, they're sat down and they're told, look, here's the idea that if everybody works together and nobody owns anything, then everybody prospers because everybody has everything they need. That, whether you like it or not, is not an evil thought. The idea of everybody being taken care of is not an evil thought. It's quite the opposite, actually. The problem is it's fucking retarded. That's the problem with socialism and communism. It's fucking retarded. It goes absolutely against human nature. But the idea is that the people who get sucked into this, most of them are good people. They want to do it to take care of people. And that's where you lose the fight. Is you have to explain to them, look, if you really want to take care of them, look at the difference between socialist countries, communist countries, and capitalist countries. Which ones are able to take care of their fucking people? Which one of them? I mean, yeah, you know what? Everybody could have the same thing. Everybody could be just eating dirt. Yay, we're all equal.
Venezuelan dirt.
Yeah, right? Because the dog ran out.
And the zoo's out of animals.
Right. I think FC 260 was just talking about the Iranian claim that they shot down one of our drones. I saw the headline. I didn't read it. I wasn't sure if this was a new drone because I know they took a shot at one of our drones right around the time those ships got blowed up. The 2 oil tankers got blowed up. There was a report that they'd fired a missile at one of our drones but missed. They have the evidence as to why their ideology doesn't work. Hundreds of millions dead. All that keeps socialism is ego. They're evil. If you're talking about somebody like Bernie Sanders, I would agree with you. If you're at his age and you can look at history and go, no, this is still a good idea, then you are either clinically retarded or bordering on evil. But for the most part, you can sit there and there's all this evidence, but you also have to remember they're given reasons. That's why when you tell, look, 25 million dead under Stalin. Well, it wasn't really his fault. There was an unfortunate famine. They're lied to, man. They're still trying for the best thing. Look, on paper, communism is a beautiful thing. It really is. It's beautiful. Everybody's taken care of. Everybody has everything they need. You're allowed to just hang out. You're allowed to just go about your life and create art because that's what they all want to do for some fucking reason. On paper, it does not work in practice. So
yeah, in reality, it's a bunch of like half-starved people making art out of junk.
Yeah,
like in Slab City.
Well, they never talk about the fact, and this is just true. Communism, socialism, those demand authoritarian governments. They demand it because you have to force people to do this because it goes against human nature. Yeah, by nature, we are a lazy fucking species. And the only way to make sure everybody's pulling their weight is to force them. Yeah, Prospero, the means of production requires slavery under communism. Yep, absolutely. And again, but that's not what they're taught, and that's where the problem comes in. So you guys you're actually you're a case in point of what we're talking about here. If you're talking about somebody who just got out of college, you can sit there and say they should know all of this. They don't. I mean, they know what they were told by the professor who made them read Marx. I mean, Marx didn't go, yeah, by the way, this is going to starve a whole bunch of fucking people and we're going to have to beat them to make sure they work. I mean, that's not in his manifesto anywhere. Pretty sure that would be all over the memes if it was. Oh, anyway, I didn't mean to get so much off onto the Marx thing, but no, I really do think most of the people I disagree with, I think they're still good people. I think they're just wrong. And a lot of times wrong because they're willfully ignorant. They're not just ignorant. I mean, they've heard the arguments against it. They refuse to accept them because they don't want to. Jennifer Morrison joins the cast of This Is Us. I don't care. Why is this on my timeline? I don't know who that is. She looks like low rent Lori Loughlin.
Well, they can't use Lori Loughlin anymore because she's, in a little bit of trouble.
That's true. That is true. I get a lot of entertainment news that I just do not care about.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh man, the hell is that? Anyway, don't care. I'm scrolling through my timeline, guys. There is stuff I do want to talk about, but like I said, I haven't seen anything on the news today. I spent so much time trying to get my streams working. Jack, I was game streaming today. I was so happy.
I saw you doing a test stream. Did it work out okay?
Yeah, I actually ended up doing 4 public ones. The 2 that I tried with Streamlabs OBS, I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. They're just not working. The 2 with regular OBS, they work just great, man. Just great.
Nice.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
Well, I take it your internet's getting better then.
The delay thing is going to be a problem for streaming, and I don't know how I'm going to fix that. But we have plans for everything else. Like for Lords of the Night, Satsu is actually going to stream it for me. I'm going to give him my stream key, and he's going to set it all up. I will still run the show, but he's basically going to be the producer for me. So we'll be able to do that normal. When it comes to this show, I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with it. But when it comes to the game streams, because we were really hoping that we could set it up so that people could watch both of us live, that's not going to happen. My ping in game is over 600, which is just bad in that game. Horrible in that game. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to record mine. And since I have better internet now, I can actually upload the videos. That's why I didn't do it before, is because it would have taken me days to upload this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we'll do is we'll release those as videos, and then we'll have his live. And yeah, so we have plans for all of this. And plus, Jack, as I don't know if you heard this part, I have plans for how I make videos in the future.
Oh, yeah.
I have wanted for a long time to be able to make videos like Tim Pool does. Before I ever saw Tim Pool do one like that, I actually think it's more of a Sargon is who I saw do it that way first. And maybe someone, but you make the video where you're actually live responding to the article you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
So you just get everything brought up that you want to talk about, and you basically just do it live, and you have all of your graphics and stuff on there, so it looks like a regular video, but you scroll and read as you go instead of having to stop and do a retake and blah blah. And it flows a lot nicer, and you can get a lot more done that way. So I'm excited, man. This is I told Satsu this earlier. I haven't been this excited for YouTube in a long time.
Oh, that's great news, man.
I told Lady Monkey that this is what I needed. And I've been telling her this for years now, and arguing with AT&T for years now. This is what I needed, because you have to evolve and adapt, and you have to be able to do a lot more than I can with that shitty AT&T. Anyhow. Yeah, if AT&T would just put in one goddamn booster, it would probably fix all my problems. But they're going broke right now, so they can't use that investment.
That's
fucking
true.
assholes. With all the money they get from the federal government specifically to do that in rural areas, you dicks.
Well, the rural area is loosely defined. It could mean inner
Right.
city.
Right.
Or wherever they need it, or their bonuses, that sort of thing. If you don't mind, there's something I would like to show real quick.
Oh, please do.
Polydub is at 599 subs.
Oh, get him to 6, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
that would be awesome. If you like our comic creation show, or even if you just want to subscribe to someone else to even out your subscription numbers or something, give Polly a sub. Let's try and get him over 600.
Look, let me do this better for you guys. If you like when Jack and Polly are on here and the bands and stuff that go on, you should watch this show. It is fucking great. It is what you see here, only with a purpose. It's funny. It is the quiz adds a lot to it. You get some ranting if you like the ranting of this stuff. You get a couple of rant because Jack, I've seen you rant on there too, my friend.
Oh yeah, we all take turns. Today was Quiz's turn.
But it's not just about comic books. When Polly says in and around, he means it. Movies, gaming stuff that's coming up with it, anything to do with it. It's a lot of fun. You should really check it out. Mark, the link is if you scroll up a little bit in the chat, it's there, or it is linked below. So yeah, get them over to 6, guys. That would be awesome. And again, I'm not telling you to just do it to. Oh, Jen says she was 600. Well
Awesome.
done.
Thank you.
But yeah, don't go subscribe if you're not going to watch. Definitely watch. It's awesome though. Oh, wow. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. This is the kind of story we usually do here. All right. Uber Eats driver caught masturbating just after delivery.
Yeah. He was making his own mayo.
An Uber Eats delivery driver was allegedly caught masturbating inside his car by the New Jersey woman to whom he just delivered an order.
And he was about to deliver another one.
He had another load to deliver.
Yeah.
Vinicius Porto, 31, had just handed off a bag of grub to a 23-year-old customer around 4:45 p.m. June 13th, when the hungry client noticed the bag was unstapled, according to the Hackensack Police Department. When the woman rushed over to Porto's Ford Explorer to question him about opening the bag, she allegedly saw him touching himself in the front seat. The grossed out but quick-thinking woman whipped out her cell phone and shot an incriminating video of Porto before he sped off. Oh, allegedly. We use that word way too loosely in our society.
Yeah, because, I mean, if she got video of it, come
right?
on.
Like she's got video of him touching himself, and that's probably not allegedly anymore.
So one of my exes used to have this friend, and he got caught doing that. He was masturbating in his car. And I was like, you got caught what? And he's like, I wasn't masturbating. I was putting lotion on. I was like, no, you were masturbating. Who puts lotion on their dick while they're in the car? And yeah, he has to register as a sex offender still. That was like 15, 20 years ago. But I check the sex offender registry every now and then. He's still on there.
Now, see, I think the sex offender registry goes a little too far in that regard.
Yeah, I do too. But it's still funny because
it is funny.
Asshole.
I just think the excuse I was putting on lotion. I put lotion on it in the car. I've never been sitting in a car and gone, man, the skin on my dick is really dry.
Right? I need to moisturize, officer.
I've done my hands. That's and my probably my lower arms, but that's it.
Yeah,
anyway,
maybe your knees if you're wearing
in your
shorts, sure. But I've never had to whip my junk out and be like, I need to lotion this up.
Now, I have masturbated in a car.
Well, yeah, but you do that in a discreet place where no one's around, like the woods.
No, man, I did that going 65 down the highway.
Yeah, well, that's different. Truckers are the only ones that are going to see you doing it.
It was late at night. It was when I had to go uh, do the remodel of the Walmart that was a long, long way away, and I hadn't seen my wife in a while, and it was about 2:45 in the AM, and I'm driving home, and I'm like, "I've gotta do it." So, yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't have lotion handy, unfortunately, so that was a dry one.
I'd probably kill a lot of people that way. That's why I can't do anything except drive the car and maybe change the radio station. Beyond that, I'm gonna end up running into somebody.
Now, there might have been a few times on that drive where I slowed down a lot, you know, had to release the gas for a moment, if you get what I'm saying. Um, but Ranting
Thank
Monkey
you
did.
for putting our stream lamps up right there.
That's the kind of quality entertainment you would be supporting if you drop us a donation. Thank you so much. Jacob says, "Who needs lotion?" You know, I was probably like 25 before I realized people use lotion to masturbate. I
See,
didn't know.
I'm allergic to a lot of fragrances, so I would probably get a rash if I did that.
Oh, gotcha. No, I think watching American Pie was the first time I realized anybody did that. That they used lotion, and that was in the second one. I'm like, people that use lotion to masturbate. So of course I went and tried it, and I'm not a big fan actually.
No.
It's kind of messy.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff gets all over your clothes anyway if you just have it on
Yeah.
your hands. It's everything's all slimy. No.
Lotion to me means more cleaning. Exactly. Mr. Dax says he's uncut, so he needs to lube up. Get that shit cut, man. You'll be fine. I didn't find out for a while and never used it myself. I know people who swear by it, and yes, I talk to people about masturbation because that's who I am.
Maybe not on the first meeting, but
No. This is once I've met their mom, that's when you have that discussion.
yeah, with their mom. Like, so did you ever catch him jerking off?
uh, yeah, I've never seen the point, but yeah, there's people like it's the best thing ever. It's like you should try pussy. Um, Uncut means no lube needed. Uncut means smegma. Isn't that what that stuff's called?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't look at other people's junk, so
Me neither. I was just guessing. Mr. Dax says, "No, I like it natural. Mine's natural. It's just had the tip clip, so it's nice and purty. No smegma if you shower. Well played, I guess. I that's it is amazing how many problems in life can be taken care of with a shower.
yeah.
All right. Now this has moved into PBS territory. I'm going to pursue less intellectual things. Hey now.
Did you come here for intellectual things? Because you know that didn't happen, Prospero.
Look, we were incredibly political last night and very serious for most of the show. I like those shows, but I can't do too many of them in a row. I'll bore myself. And we hit some of that stuff. We did some of the intellectual stuff. We're moving on to the fun shit. Oh my goodness. I haven't looked at the hashtag. I looked at the hashtag yesterday briefly for the picture that Jordan had put up. And I forgot to scroll. So I don't even know if anything's up there. Guys, if you'd like to send us a story or a meme or a picture, holy shit, evil one. Hit us up at the hashtag MITAM. That is Monkey in the Morning. MITAM, Monkey AM. That I don't know what she's supposed to be. The devil cleaner chick. Very nice, very nice.
Did you see the ones Evolved Potato put up?
When was this?
Bondage
Yesterday?
masturbators.
What? Bondage masturbators. Am I on the right
I
thing?
don't
How
know.
far down is this?
I don't know. I follow him on Twitter, so it just came up 12:07 a.m. So that's the first picture. Some chick at the dog collar touching herself.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Wow. I feel like that monkey is very well placed. Yeah, remember, guys, if you send smutty pictures, cover up the nipples and the vaggie itself.
Or don't.
I'm a fan, but like I said, kids go, whoa, that blonde there, man. Damn. Anyway, let's not just
Thank you, everybody. This makes my day better.
I'll show you the blonde. I can do that. You know, that's another good thing with the new internet. I'll be able to show videos and stuff, man.
What?
Yeah, right. But look at that. Look at that. I love how her pants are just kind of slightly open, like, come take it, boys.
Yeah, like she just finished with one dude and is waiting on to service number 2.
No, dude, I'm first in line. Why you gotta ruin it?
I'm just saying. Just saying.
No, look, there's nothing damp right there. That ain't damp. That's your first turn.
That's what they all think.
Unless you use some really super strong baby wipes.
Hey, you never know. Maybe that last
Don't you
dude
think
just wasn't very good.
they should make like anti-sperm wipes for women called baby wipe, anti-baby wipes.
Spermicide wipes.
Spermicide wipes. Yeah, why not?
That's disturbing.
Mr. Dax says she jerked in the car too. By the way, for those of you listening on the podcast, yeah, this is what you can expect. We go all over the place on this shit. Big change for Aussie yellow bins. I don't know what the yellow bins are, but Terry sends this in.
Are those like the recycling bins?
See-through wheelie bins proposed in new plan to shame rubbish recyclers. Oh. An Australian council has proposed the rollout of see-through recycling wheelie bins as part of a plan to enforce better practices on residents by making them feel embarrassed. You know what? That would just make me do it more and be like, fuck you. Adelaide counselors suggest transparent bins would have the two-pronged effect of making people feel rubbish shame if they use their bins incorrectly, as well as making it easier for people to fossick in bins for cans they wish to exchange at bottle depots.
Oh, so you're making it easier for hobos to go through your trash. That's lovely.
We need see-through dumpsters. That way the homeless people can be like, hey, that's a good dumpster. Look, I can see some McDonald's right there.
Yeah, Mr. Dex points out exactly what I was just thinking. So now everyone sees the dead hookers you're recycling.
Yep. They can see it. It's like, wait, is that a boob? Yeah. County time promises that any child find. Oh, yeah. Country time. Sorry. Rando sent this one and he sent this one to this and the Lords of the Night hashtag, and we read it earlier, so I'm just going to give you the brief. Country Time Lemonade has promised to pay any fines that kids in the U.S. get for setting up lemonade stands this summer. That's awesome. Good for them. Their idea being that these are kids; they shouldn't be being fined for a fucking lemonade stand. So,
yeah, that's nonsense.
It's as American as apple pie, you douchebags.
Well, they don't like America, so
I know. We have to have all the regulations. You got to make sure. If there's somebody helping him that he's getting minimum wage and it's fucking retarded. Did you clean that properly, Bobby? Well, don't drink it if you're afraid of it, dummy. Oh yeah, this goes over a story we talked about on this show a while ago about millennial dads not being very good at do it yourself.
Yeah, idiots.
And this article postulates that makes them better dads because they'd rather spend time with their kid than know how to keep their kids safe if something breaks in the house. Jack, they actually say this. 59% of them who took this survey, 59% of millennial dads admitted they can't open a pickle jar.
Wow. Is it because they're just such pussies now? Or because their strong, independent wives did it for them?
Yes. They can't open a pickle jar without help. 59% of dads. Hey, you know how your dad makes you feel safe? You shouldn't. You shouldn't anymore. Entropic says, what was the sample size? I want to say it was just under 1,000. What they did is they questioned baby boomer dads and millennial dads to see where they differed on a bunch of stuff, and where they differed most was on do-it-yourself shit.
That's pathetic.
It is, yeah.
Like, I'm not good at do-it-yourself stuff, but you do what you got to do because that's cheaper than hiring someone, and a lot of us are poor.
Well, it's not just that. The argument that, and Scribbles, oh god damn it, I'm sorry, I keep hitting my mic. Scribbles pointed it out tonight. Just because you do it yourself projects doesn't mean you have to ignore your kids.
Yeah,
especially as they're getting older. You can help them learn to do it. Bring them over there. Hey, come here, watch what I'm doing.
it's not very difficult. Like, how do you turn a screwdriver? There are tricks to opening things. This is not rocket science. How are these people so stupid?
Good night, Nut. She's going to bed. Sweetie, we love you, and I hope you have a great night. That means we have to shill ourselves now, Jack.
That happens.
The links are below, you guys.
Sounds like work.
That's work. Look, all donations are appreciated, and we love you for it. And if you want to support the channel, now would be a wonderful time. We both got the Streamlabs. Hit it up and make us say things that we wouldn't normally say, but nothing. Look, I do reserve the right to say I'm not saying that to really horrible shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are people complaining about the sample size. That's for what they were doing. You don't need 10,000 people. It's just to get kind of an idea. And even that, if that's only 500 guys, and 59% of them are saying, almost 300 of them are saying they can't open a goddamn pickle jar, and their excuse is that I spend time with my son. How fucking long do you think it takes to open a fucking pickle jar?
Well, we're not dealing with the sharpest here.
Or the buffest, apparently.
Well, it's all that soy milk.
Faithless says 10% was too many. Look, there are some guys who are just not strong. So I would give them, say, even 20. For really skinny dudes who just have no muscles and it's not their fault kind of thing.
Even then, they make those like textured plastic things that you can put on and twist.
Yeah, but it's
not hard.
You still need the arm strength, man.
Not really. I mean, how much strength does it actually take to open a jar? I mean, how sealed is this thing? Is there a holy relic in there?
I have opened pickle jars before that when I was done, my arm hurt. But no way I was letting a goddamn pickle jar beat me. Renting Monkey loves saying, no, I don't. Stop that, James. I won't say that. But yeah, so there's these this idea that you're a good dad if you don't know how to fix shit, because obviously that's what these guys are doing. It's not that they're lazy and playing video games. Now they're all playing with their kids, which, by the way, I never did because I could open a fucking pickle jar. Miles, thank you so much. Hey, Monkey, heard Matt Christensen is engaged. Got any tips for him? Don't expect her to change, man. Accept her for who she is.
Get out now while you still can. Before you sign over all your shit to her. Oh, was that out loud?
And not only talk, but encourage her to talk. One of the biggest problems me and Lady Monkey have had is her not just telling me what she's upset about.
Oh, so many women.
It is. And she was never one of those who pulled, you should know. Well, okay, I don't want to say that. She has done it once or twice. But for the most part, it was just her trying to deal with her anger herself, which she doesn't do very well. So it's like, look, if you just told me, we could get it over with and move on. Instead, she's mad at me for 2 fucking days. And on the 3rd day, she finally blows up at me. And I'm like, what just happened?
Well, you see, it's the way their neurons fire in their tiny girl brains. It's different than how men work. And they like to make our lives difficult.
Bubbo, thank you so much. He says, pickle jars will soon have a legacy. This jar has been handed down for 200 years, right?
Yeah,
No
well,
pickle. It's like, look, guys, we're pickling like vegan, but you don't eat pickle. What would that be?
mm, picklist.
We're picklist now. We don't eat pickles in this house.
Well, I'm with frosted glass. Pickles are disgusting.
Oh, I love pickles, man. Pickles are good. I don't like sweet pickles. I don't like the bread and butter pickles. Give me a good dill. Awesome. I
Nope.
like pickle juice too.
Ew.
No, pickle juice is good. And see, there was something very familiar. Oh, yeah. We read part of this story earlier tonight. Jack sent this. Games have always tried to whitewash Nazis as just German soldiers.
Yeah, frosted glass had sent that in. I just resent it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we read quite a bit of this earlier, and
Like they started calling them German soldiers, like making them not look like Nazis because people were complaining about all the Nazis. Now
yep.
they're saying, "Oh, you're trying to whitewash it." Well, pick one.
And they make the argument in this article that they, and I'm not making this up, that they actually make the German soldiers sympathetic because they're outnumbered by the Americans and the what is it? The American wealth and industry and the Russian fuck what they say it was about the Russians, the Russian steel or something like that. I forget what it is.
I bet
What
it
we,
was Russian interference.
but yeah, they made them sympathetic characters. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? One, almost every goddamn one of these games, especially if you're playing single player, you are outnumbered. You are not part of a platoon that's the same size as the one you got to go into. You are always outnumbered. To the point, a lot of them, you have missions where you have to sneak around so don't get your ass shot. But yeah, it's the person who wrote that is a moron. It's a fucking moron.
Well, it's just another article used as an excuse to shit all over America.
Oh yeah, and gamers. Don't forget the gamers because
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, gamers are like the most evil of Americans because, I mean, what do? They run around in a fictional universe and murder people, fictional people, but murdering them nonetheless. And they're using their white imperialist American power and privilege to do it.
This is from Think Progress, also sent in by I think Frosty Glass. Yeah. GOP Senator new bill would force Facebook to publish Nazis. The First Amendment must be scrapped because conservatives don't like it. Dun dun dun. I haven't seen the bill, so we'll have to. We're learning together. Excuse me. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican of Missouri, a Christian nationalist. What the fuck is that?
It's a Christian that likes America. You're the worst kind.
I have never heard that phrase before. Wait a second. Oh, this is an article about the guy, not the definition. Anyway, a Christian nationalist and the youngest member of the United States Senate proposed legislation on Wednesday that would effectively appoint a panel of government central part or planners to monitor content on sites like Facebook and Google. The bill, which violates the First Amendment, purports to be an effort to foster, quote, political neutrality on major internet platforms. Its practical effect, however, would be to prevent these sites from disfavoring any political viewpoint whatsoever, including potentially viewpoints that are explicitly genocidal. No. Holly named his bill the Ending Support for Internet Censorship Act. The bill functions by weakening safe harbor provisions of federal communication law that prevents websites from being held liable for content posted by third parties. Currently, federal law provides that, quote, no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. Without this, you dirty bitch, you didn't, you only included part of that, huh? Without this provision, websites that allow third parties to publish content likely could not exist because the website would be held liable for libelous content published by someone else. Absent the safe harbor, a troll seeking to sabotage Facebook, for example, could intentionally publish a defamatory statement on Facebook. Facebook could then be sued liable. Well, you know what they could do? They could actually follow the meaning behind the safe harbor. The reason they were given that in what is that 230 was so that they don't get public or punished for that. But it's because they're acting as a platform, not a publisher. When you start acting like a platform, you silly, stupid motherfucker, that's when you get in trouble. Or a publisher, sorry. That's when you get in trouble. When you are making editorial decisions.
Oh,
that's
why, like they are now.
Exactly. That's why newspapers can be sued, because they make decisions about what shows up. You can't say we're not responsible for what's said on here and then decide what's allowed to be said. That's not how the safe harbor thing works. I don't know if I agree with this guy's bill. I'd have to read it to see the exact wording, but this is a dirty article. Tell the whole truth, man. It's not that hard. Hawley's legislation strips companies like Facebook, Google, and Twitter of their safe harbor protection unless the Federal Trade Commission certifies that they do not, quote, moderate information provided by other information content providers in a manner that is biased against a political party, political candidate, or political viewpoint. Oh, you mean like uphold the First Amendment in this case, which is what the Safe Harbor Act is there to do. Nazism is an example of a political viewpoint. The belief that white America should start a race war to eradicate people of color is another example of a political viewpoint. You're right about the first one. The second one is actually illegal. You're talking about killing people, and that is not part of your safe harbor protection. The belief that the president of the United States should be assassinated because of his conduct in office is another example of a political viewpoint. No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh my God. Anyway, this guy's an asshole. I'll have to read the bill to see if I agree with the wording of it or not. But look, it is long past time something is done about this.
Well, they're going to put it off as long as possible because they don't want to make any decisions.
I don't know. I know that the platforms themselves are specifically being asked to be regulated. They want to be regulated, so it's not their problem anymore. They can just go, oh, it was the law. When what should be happening is them going, it's the law. We can't stop them from saying that unless it's, a threat, you dumbass at Think Progress. Yeah. Somebody who's threatened the president doesn't get to go before the court and go, Yana, I was simply expressing my political viewpoint. Because then the judge would go, that's not how that works. And they'd go to jail. As many have. You stupid shit. They are accommodating China. They are. I don't have a problem with them accommodating the countries they live in or that they work in. But they can do that without hitting all of us. For a while now, guys, videos have gone up and they are blocked in certain countries. They have the ability to do that. For instance, if you made a video denying the Holocaust, say 2 months ago, that would have still been allowed in the United States because it's protected speech. It would not be allowed in Germany because it's highly illegal. And they had the technology to do that. And that's how they should be doing it.
Well, I think they're just finding a reason to make it uniform across all the platform.
And as soon as they do that, and they're monitoring what you're allowed to say, especially in a political context, that's when you lose 230 safe harbor. Sorry, dude.
Yep.
It's really not that hard. And this is the problem. You know what the problem is, or what started all this? a lot of it started with the PewDiePie thing. There'd been some whispers about YouTube before that, but it was the PewDiePie blow up with the Wall Street Journal when the Wall Street Journal came in. He made these videos where he did funny stuff, and that right there, YouTube should have said, "Look, we don't have to like what's there, but free speech platform. If you don't like it, don't watch that." And that would have been the end of it. That'd have been the end of it. They already have the political backing right there. But Susan Wojcicki, as much as she sat there and said she likes free speech, I don't think she really does. No. She wants to. Well, we saw the Google meeting after the fucking election. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I just watched part of that again, and oh my god.
Yeah, it's terrifying the type of power these people wield and their reckless irresponsibility in using it.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that or don't know what I'm talking about, right after the election, after Donald Trump became president, there was a huge meeting at Google, which for some reason they were dumb enough to tape, and it got published, where their major players, their vice presidents and stuff like, they get up there to talk to their people about what a horrible day it is and how sad it is and how they can't let this happen. I mean, this is on tape of these assholes saying, and you're gonna tell me they don't have a political bent that they're using to try to silence people? Really? Come on. Anyway.
Well, they live in an ideological bubble, and they think the majority of the country thinks like they do. So they have no incentive to change their beliefs.
Why is somebody saying Monkey JC?
That's Peter.
Oh, Jack Cochran. I see what he's saying there.
Yeah.
A couple of people in chat recently have yelled at me for saying Jesus Christ. Y'all haven't been paying attention to my free speech rants if you think that's going to affect me. It's blasphemy for you to say, not for me. Whoa. Jordan, my friend. Got the thick ladies, man.
Yeah, those sea cows.
Look, you don't have to like them. We get tons of tiny little Asians for you.
I know, it's great.
Damn, that first, man.
I like the last one, the auburn hair chick.
And she's all right. I don't like she's kind of doing the ducklet thing, which I never liked.
Yeah, but she's kind of skinny compared to the others. I don't like thighs that big.
I know you don't. You're so weird.
I'm not weird. Everybody else just likes fat chicks. It's fine. I'm not judging you. More for me for the little chicks, but
well, look, you have them. Oh wow.
I'll take all the beautiful Asian babies.
You do that. Science and the mother wanted it. What is this? Oh yeah, let's talk about this real quick. I don't have the story because I didn't actually link the story. Excuse me. But at a Cleveland clinic, or it just says Cleveland Clinic. I don't know if that's the name of it.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
They performed an in utero fetal surgery to repair spina bifida.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
That is fucking incredible. You know, people, when they use the word awesome, this is awesome. This is literally like fucking wow. That's amazing. Byron said, how'd you like the girl I sent to MITAM? I haven't seen it. Give me a second. I'm on my Twitter, which remember, guys, you don't have to tag me in the pictures. Just tag the hashtag. Bam. Let's see. What do we get sent over there? And what name do you use? Oh, there we go. Oh, what is that? I'm wow. I don't even know what to think about that. That's disturbing. That's what I think. There you go. That is highly disturbing. I was going to show it, and I'm like, wait, what am I? No. Anyhow, oh God, what time is it? All right. My ass is sore, man.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
Well, I mentioned it, my bones hurting, and right now it's where my hips meet my legs.
Oh yeah, that's a rough spot to have hurt.
It's you know what? Whatever forces are in the universe, that was an amazing thing they did for the baby there. Could you get doctors to work on spinal issues? I'd really appreciate it. The CNN today, Jack, they fact checked Donald Trump Jr. making a joke about Joe Biden. They literally fact checked him. He was making a joke about Joe saying he was going to cure cancer. And CNN fact checked it.
Of course they did.
Like, are y'all? Oh man, CNN.
They have no sense of humor, man, or self-awareness.
Wow. Oh, this is one you sent in, Jack. Oklahoma woman arrested for arson after getting caught by her own surveillance camera.
Yeah, I laughed at that one.
That's what you get. Sorry, guys, I don't have my good internet turned on. There's a video here. I'll throw the link in the chat so you can watch it yourself. There you go. I'm going to sleep like a fucking baby tonight, man. I hope. I know I won't. This will be one of those nights I wake up every 3 minutes. Did Polly get to 600 subs, Jesus Christ? I got to know.
Yes, he did. Thankfully.
Investigators say an Oklahoma woman who torched an abandoned house next door to her was ultimately burned by her own security system. Annie Durham, 59, geez, was arrested by the Del City fire investigators and charged with second-degree arson after authorities say she intentionally set fire to her neighbor's already condemned home on June 10th. Key evidence, surveillance footage from her password-protected outdoor camera that she'd given officials permission to look at. She caught herself on camera setting the fire. Del City Fire Department Chief Brandon Purcell told K4. The fire department received several 911 calls, and because it was burning down, rescue teams confirmed the house was condemned, and once the fire was controlled from the outside, firefighters advanced into the structure to check for possible victims. No one was injured in the fire, but investigators were called to look into the cause. During the investigation, authorities learned about an ongoing conflict between the owner of the condemned home, where vagrants and drug users had allegedly been crashing, and the next door neighbor. I can't show the video because I don't have my good internet turned on, but I can. Whoops, wrong button. I can show you the picture. Jesus fuck, man. I told you I'm tired. The fuck is she throwing?
I don't know. I assume some sort of Molotov, but I saw that picture and I was like, yeah, I got to share this one around.
That fucking fire. It looks like there's a stick right here, but that is a lot of fucking fire coming off of it. Holy shiznit.
She's not very smart.
No. Well, I mean, she knows how to start a fire. If you're going camping, you might want her around.
Well, yeah, I don't know because she doesn't look like she has very good aim or control. So
well, hang on.
She's dumb enough to film herself.
I didn't see the video, but if you look at the next picture, I mean, as far as aim goes, she got it right in that window, man.
She was probably aiming at the roof.
Yeah, probably. Bubba Hotep says Kamehameha, right? Kamehameha. Anyway.
First king of Hawaii.
Queer kid stuff is causing kids to question their gender. What? Oh, dear God. This one is from Nitra Martin. Canadian children are being taught there is no such thing as girls and boys, and biological sex is not real. This is from Dr. Deborah So. I can't tell if I like her or not. It depends on which time she's talking, because sometimes I agree with her very much, and other times, like, you're a fucking idiot. Uh, in January of 2018, in a Grand One class at Devonshire Community Public School, part of the Ottawa Carleton District, Carleton District School Board Network, 6-year-old N watched a YouTube video as part of her teacher's lesson plan on gender. You got to be kidding me. They
Oh no.
showed Anne is the kind of child, her mother Pamela told in the telephone interview, that adores school, or did until the particular morning that prompted this column. The video is entitled He, She, and They, Gender Queer Kid Stuff Number 2. The video contains statements such as, some people aren't boys or girls, and that there are people who do not, quote, feel like a she or a he, and therefore might not have a gender. Oh, fuck me.
Yep. You knew this was going to happen, though. It's been happening all over the UK, all over Europe, where they're teaching this stuff to little kids. That's what
If
those Muslims were protesting about. Well,
Right. Here's the link. Somebody was asking for it. If I remember correctly, the chick thing that plays Lindsay, there was actually video of when they were setting this up, when they were gathering money and stuff for it, and one of their plans was to get it into schools.
yeah.
And look, she did it.
Much to my great horror.
The young teacher, who I will refer to by her initials JB, continued to teach gender theory throughout the semester. How old did they say this kid was?
They're
Did
little kids.
According to N's feedback to her mother, JB told the children that there is no such thing as girls and girls are not real, and boys are not real.
You're a fictional character.
Who is this bitch, Pinocchio? By mid-March, N's parents could see the lessons were having an impact on their daughter as she began spontaneously and repeatedly asking them why her identity as a girl was not real.
Yeah, little kids get confused by this stuff. This is nonsense.
She asked if she could go to the doctor about the fact she was a girl. She said she was not sure if she wanted to be a mommy. Mrs. Beaufone explained to N that grown-up women had a choice, but was concerned that the subject was coming up in grade 1. Oh, grade 1, so what, we're talking 6?
Yeah, 6 to 7.
The Beaufones were naturally alarmed by their daughter's persisting signs of confusion, as she had never previously shown a single sign of discontent regarding her biological reality. Really, you mean people shoving this into the heads of 6-year-olds might fucking confuse them?
I know, I'm shocked too.
This is wow. It goes on for a little while. The Buffones then contacted the school principal, Julie Derbyshire. Don't trust anybody with Shire in their last name. That's a villain from English lore.
You're not wrong.
In a telephone call, Miss Buffone says, Miss Derbyshire explained that JB had initiated the lessons to accommodate a child in the class who had expressed interest in self-expression as the opposite sex.
Whatever.
There was, in fact, a child exhibiting symptoms of gender dysphoria in grade 1 of that school who was being teased on that account. But according to Miss Buffon, whatever her name is, as she later learned, the parents of the child did not want the issue to be addressed by lessons on gender. They merely wanted the other children to be taught to act respectful and not bully the child. But of course, we had a social justice warrior on our hands who went to fix it.
Because they're so good at fixing problems, they never create new ones.
This goes on for a long, long time, and I'm not going to read all of this, but the link's there in the chat if you want to. Jesus, this is fucking stupid.
It's getting worse out there, man.
These are impressionable children, man.
Yep, they're just screwing the kids up. That's all they're doing is confusing these kids with a bunch of nonsense made up crap that's in no scientific way realistic or believable.
Oh God, man, that hurts my head, Jack.
It should. It should enrage any parent out there too. 'Cause this is what your kids are learning at school.
Look, when I was 5, I thought I could be Batman. I can't say that if we didn't have lessons on Batman in school that it wouldn't have helped me.
Well, I identify as Batman. The suddenly I'm Batman? No, that's not how that works.
Stephen asks, "What's with episode 4?" This will be the 4th podcast that goes up. I forgot to do yesterday's, and by the time I remembered, it's like, well, shit, it's time for another show, so I'm just going to do this one. So this will be episode 4 over there.
Just
The
make that
num-
one episode 5. No one will know.
no shit. Yeah, the episode numbering, if I remember to do it, will always be in relation to where it's going up on the podcast. Speaking of which, the podcast is linked below. So is my Teespring store with some good stuff over there, guys. And what else is linked up? Oh, the Streamlabs, if you'd like to support the channel and give a middle finger to a large corporation that I'm not allowed to insult and talk bad about on the stream. Ruby Rose identifies as Batman. No, she's Batwoman. Remember, no man is getting credit for what her womanness did.
That's right. That's right. Ugh, what a bunch of nonsense. Hey, Monkey, don't you have a Patreon?
I do indeed have a Patreon, which is also linked below. People, a lot of nice people have been like, you could get more things if you did tiers, and I understand that. But I have enough trouble remembering what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that turns into a massive amount of extra upkeep that isn't that easy to do, honestly.
Thank you, Evolved Potato said, this gender theory crap is making me question whether or not I should have kids. Fuck, this makes me want to hit something. I understand. I'm glad my kids are as old as they are. I worry about my grandchildren now. I can't imagine what my granddaughter is the girliest girl ever. She loves like playing with toys and stuff and roughhousing, and she plays with Matchbox cars and stuff. But when it comes to how she presents, this is a child who will wear nothing but dresses.
Well, that won't be a problem in the future because she'll be wearing a burqa, and they're basically a big dress.
Man, her mom, when her mom was a baby, if we put a dress on her, she would cry. And we didn't figure it out for like 2 days. Like, why is this child take the dress off? And she was fine. She didn't like dresses. And my daughter didn't start wearing dresses until she was midway through high school. My granddaughter, on the other hand, insists it has to be a dress. She does not want to wear pants. She doesn't want to wear shorts. She wears shorts underneath her dress because she's a little girl, and it's a good idea to have them wear because they're not always the little ladies they should be. And like I said, she loves to roughhouse, but it has to be a dress. She is just a little girl. She loves makeup. She loves getting her hair done. She's just the girliest girl. And if she went to a class like this and they're like, girls aren't real, it would fuck her up. And then grandpa would have to lose his shit.
Yeah, buckle in, buddy. It's going to get a lot worse.
Oh man. Satsu tonight, he brought up, because we were talking about, I forget which dumbass shit we were talking about this time. We talked about a lot of dumb stories tonight. And he's like, this is the stuff, makes me not want to do it because there's no winning. There's no convincing these people they're wrong. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I 100% understand. I absolutely understand. However, I can't keep my mouth shut. And I'm not saying everybody has to go out there and preach their truth. This isn't my truth. This is what I believe is logical and stuff. And I can't keep it in. I have to. I know I'm not doing much, but I have to try. You know what would help me do more? If everybody shared everything we did. If you see a whiteboard that you're allowed to write on in a public place, go watch Ranting Monkey. Don't vandalize anything. Chalkboards, whiteboards, anywhere that you're allowed to. That would help. Just do it. Print up a bunch of business cards, give them to everybody you meet. What else? What else? Hire a blimp for the Super Bowl with Ranting Monkey hanging from it. Get the name out there, and I'll get big, and I can change the world. Can white people write on blackboards? Yes. Bubba Hotep, thank you so much. When you start to understand the get off my lawn guy, right? You start to understand people who just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go live in the woods. Fuck it, I'm gonna go up there until I die. I'm gonna live off half a potato a week, and that'll be it.
Oh, I get it, man.
I do.
Evil One just said he's gonna send me a video of a grandpa who goes to school after after a teacher made his grandson wear a dress, and the kid's like 8 years old.
Oh fuck no.
Yeah, I don't know how I would respond to that, but it would not be good. I'd probably get myself arrested.
Yeah, it got to the point with my children's school. If I called, they would just give me whatever I wanted, and that's not always what I wanted. Sometimes I just wanted to understand their reasoning.
Yeah.
But it all started over my son's third grade teacher. She had a rule that the kids had to have. She'd give them homework on Monday, and it had to be done and turned in. I want to say it was Thursday morning. It had to be turned in. So they had the three nights to do it, right? And I made sure it was done every week, man, because he played rocket football, so we did rocket football on Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday we got his homework done, and he turned it in every week. And he comes home one day and he gives me a fucking letter written in his own hand, explaining how bad he was. The fuck is this? And it was a letter explaining that the homework policy was changing because he didn't do his homework and turn it in like he was supposed to. I call the school. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Well, it turns out it wasn't my son. A couple of the other kids in the class weren't doing their homework. And everybody was waiting to turn it in until Thursday, when she said it was due. But because of that, she made every kid in the class write a letter to their parents explaining how they fucked up. I'm like, oh, fuck no. You are not punishing my child for not breaking any rules.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And she just could not get my understand what I was trying to explain to her, how fucked up that was.
Because they're a bunch of collectivists.
And then at the end of the conversation, she's like, just fine. He can turn in his homework whenever. I'm like, no, he'll have it in the day that it's supposed to be in. So, but you will not punish my child like that for things that he followed your fucking rules, woman. And after that, anytime I called the school, they liked it when Lady Monkey called the school because she's nice. And I'm like, oh, fuck no. Yeah. They didn't take kindly to how I talk. I may have called her a moron in that conversation.
She may have deserved it.
Well, she was one of those teachers who was just biding her time. She was like 90 and just waiting to retire. I think she retired like the next year, actually. Was your son's third grade teacher, Susan Wojcicki? No. Could have been her great grandma. Peter says people like that give teachers a bad name. Yeah, you know what? My daughter had excellent teachers all through school. My youngest son, excellent teachers all through school. They actually had the same teachers all the way up. My son got put in different teachers' classes. So like my son and my youngest son and daughter, they had the same first grade teachers, same second grade, third. I think all the way through sixth grade, they had the exact same teachers. Where my son, he got the other math teachers, the other English. God, they fucking sucked. They were shitbags. They were the kind of teachers that you're like, this is why tenure shouldn't exist. Thank you, Bubba Hotep. Oh, fuck no collective punishment when my kid is doing what they're supposed to. Fuck right off. Oh, man, I was hot. I was fucking mad. I was mad as fuck when she explained it. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? How does that make any sense to you? Yeah. Oh man. I berated this teacher on the phone for like an hour.
Oh, that bitch deserves it, man.
She
That's
did.
ridiculous.
I don't feel bad about it at all. Fuck her. What are you sending me there, Jack?
That's the video of the guy berating the teacher for
Oh,
making
cool.
his kid
All right.
mess up. I threw it in the chat too.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Um, fuck those people. Man, I hate people like that, man. People like that shouldn't be teachers. My that same son, his kindergarten teacher didn't like kids.
Yeah, there's a
It,
lot of that. A lot of teachers are like that, actually.
well, to the point, one, she had this really mousy voice to the point she had to use a mic in the classroom.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And she didn't want the kids anywhere near her. I'm like, you're a kindergarten teacher.
No, that's just so they don't accuse her of anything in 30 years.
No, this bitch was just like, I don't like kids. Like, you shouldn't be a teacher. You do realize kids kind of come with the job, right? Like every year, a whole new group of the little shits. Steven says, Monkey sounded sinister. Look, you do not fuck with my children. Yeah, Mike in the classroom, Steven. They had a whole sound system set up for her.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's an example of this is not the job you should have gone for, you dumbass. Yes, Steven, she admitted, well, she specifically admitted she didn't like children touching her at all. And yeah, she was okay, she never should have been around kids ever. She wanted the teaching job, and she just didn't. Maybe she wanted to be a college professor. I don't know, but she definitely should not have ever been a grade school teacher.
Well, a lot of the, because I was in the teaching program for years, a lot of them are in it for the power and the control.
Okay.
And they just want to be able to, they like the idea of being able to tell people what to think and have that kind of power over them, but they don't like people very much. They just want to control them and make them think the way they do. And they
Well,
would openly say that. And that was a long time ago. That was 18 years ago.
let me ask you something. I have a problem with our educational system because I do think too much of it is teaching people what to think rather than how to think.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I remember specifically so many assignments, and I used to hate them. But like the what did the author mean by this? And
Yeah.
and you had to give your reason. And I never understood that until I got older, because it's really hard to fail one of those if you have a good teacher. Because the idea is to teach you how to think, not what to think. There's no wrong answer as long as you have a logical thought process, you know?
Mhm.
And I just don't see that anymore. My children's homework was fucking retarded, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of that was because of No Child Left Behind.
Oh
Uh,
man.
Thanks, George Bush.
Yeah, good job, dummy.
That's also why in our state, you can't fail a mentally retarded kid. If you look at the honor roll, you'll go through and find a bunch of like special needs kids getting 4.0s because what they do is
Beautiful.
just hand them the homework that they could eventually complete. So if you're a sixth grader and you're learning at a third grade level, they'll just give you lower homework. So they start out with sixth grade homework. Nope, that didn't work. Fifth, fourth, third, second. Oh, you did the kindergarten homework. Congratulations. We count that. We'll just give you that from now on. And you're on the honor roll because you did all your homework.
Mm.
Kids not learn anything that way. And they do the same thing with the mainstream kids now. They have all these inclusion programs. So kids that would have been like ADHD, like legitimately ADHD, and needed special attention are filtered into the main classrooms. And even some autistic kids are filtered in main classrooms. And the teachers have to teach at that level. So a lot of the analytics and critical thinking stuff is just kind of thrown out the window because their idea is lowest common denominator. So the kids are all stupid and can't do that.
That was one of the God. My seventh and eighth grade teachers were the same teachers. They used to have what they called clusters in the school I went to. In 7th grade, there was clusters A, B, and C. In 8th grade, there was also clusters A, B, and C. But in 7th grade, it meant something. In 7th grade, if you were in A cluster, you were the best students. In B cluster, you were an average student. In C cluster, you were one of the fuck ups. Well, some parents got upset by that. So the next year, they just jumbled this all up. So I had very productive, good classes when I was in A cluster in 7th grade.
Mhm.
When we get into A cluster in 8th grade, it's just like, why are the morons in here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they refuse to accept that people learn at different rates.
Yeah,
You could be a smart kid that's just not good at tests.
sure.
That doesn't mean anything. So if there's an alternate way to teach, put all those kids together and have them take classes that way. That's what they have, like the LD classes for. Well, they used to call them LD classes for learning disabled or
Yeah.
special needs
Mhm.
or whatever. And they had alternative schools. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you learn differently than the other kids.
It's been so long since I've heard the term LD.
Yeah,
That
I
used
know.
to it
They
used to be an
phased it all
insult. Fucking LD kid. You never said that to an actual LD kid. You said that to somebody who was acting like an LD kid.
out. Yeah.
Fuck. God, Jackie just took me back there.
I know, a little flashback. But the No Child Left Behind was a primary instigator in cohesing a lot of the stuff that was wrong and making it universal across the country.
With my 7th grade classes and the 8th grade, I got really lucky because the 7th and 8th grade teachers decided to trade classes. The 8th grade teachers went down and taught 7th, and 7th grade teachers came up and taught 8th. And I got all of the same teachers because I was still in the same cluster. They, like I said, they still had the same cluster names. They just fucked them up. All of my teachers recommended me for the advanced placement classes. But for some reason, something got fucked up in English. And I was just put in the regular English class with some seriously dumb people. And not just dumb, just disruptive shitheads.
Yeah,
But
I was always in those classes.
but because my 7th grade English teacher was also my 8th grade English teacher and the one who recommended me for the class that I didn't get into, she didn't make me do shit all year long. All I had to do was take my test. That's it. I didn't read any of the books we were supposed to read. I didn't do nothing. She's like, you shouldn't even be in this class. I'm like, I love you. However, she's also the teacher at the beginning of 7th grade. As she's reading out the names, she got to mine and saw that my name was Francis and went, that's my name too.
Oh, ow.
Yeah. Uh-huh. As I was the lone white student in the class. Like,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much for that.
bitch.
Oh, that was when she did that, I was like, oh, because that was always so traumatic for me anyway, because kids will always fuck with you for your name.
Oh, yeah.
And teachers always did that, read your name. I had one teacher who absolutely refused to call me Frank. Her reasoning, your mom named you this. I'm like, my mom calls me Frank. The fuck is wrong with you? But yeah, no, that's the name your mother gave you. Like, you
Whatever.
bitch. Oh God, I hated her. However, that was also the sex ed teacher. So it was okay. I enjoyed getting that. I was a mature student, so I got to go to sex ed in 7th or in 8th grade. And by mature, they just meant I was too shy to talk in class. Yeah, I always got, he's so mature. I'm like, I'm too scared to talk.
I always get we're pretty sure your son's retarded.
Oh man. No. Literally, my mom would come back from every goddamn parent teacher night. I don't think they're talking about you. Like, way to say I'm an asshole, Mom. I appreciate it. Like, they say you sit there quietly and just do what you're supposed to be. And you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, well, I do because I'm shy, Mom. I never said that out loud. Like, I do. Why are you mad at me for following the rules? My mom freaks out on people when they use a shortened version of my name. No, my mom. I'm named after my grandpa, but I have his full name, but he also went by Frank. It's common for people named Francis to go by Frank.
Yeah.
It just is. Unless you're a chick where it's Frankie.
Or you're an old time explorer like Sir Francis Drake.
Sure, sure. Or a U2 pilot or some shit like that.
Yeah. If you're like some, world renowned somebody, nobody's gonna make fun of you. But if you're like an 8-year-old kid in the hood, good
Right.
luck.
Oh man. They went right for it, man. Right for it. Like, God damn it. Luckily, it was my second year in that school, so I already knew a lot of the kids, and many of them already knew the name. But when she pulled that's the same name as mine. Oh, fuck me. Hashtag Frank the Ranting Monkey. Yeah. No, not did I say YouTube pilot? No, U2. As in the spy plane. Francis Gary Powers shot down over Russia. Some people believe that Lee Harvey Oswald had something to do with that. It's amazing. Anyway, God, I have too much stupid information in my head.
I know that feeling.
There is no reason I ever have to know the name of Francis Gary Powers.
You don't know that. That may come up sometime.
Yeah. Now, your phone bill is due. Who was the U2 pilot shot down over Russia? Oh, you got it. You don't have to pay this month. Math was the worst one for me. I could recognize the pattern, what the answer was supposed to be. Trying to show working it out confused me. I actually, Dangerous Spaces, in that same school, my algebra teacher, fucking bitch. I have trouble doing work on paper. I do most math in my head. And she was letting us go early. We could go play out in the quad until our lunchtime. And all you had to do was solve this problem and show your work. And I was the first one done. And I took it up there and she goes, redo it. And she didn't tell me what was wrong. So I go back to my desk and I redo it. And, a couple of kids have already gone out. And I redo it. I'm like, it's right. So I take it back up to her. She goes, you're not right. I'm like, what the fuck? This went on 4 times. The 4th time I go up there, she goes, you need to show your work. I'm like, that's as much as I can show. She goes, well, tell me how you got the answer. And I explained it to her. And she goes, okay, you can go outside. I'm like, no, I have trouble doing it on paper sometimes. It just makes more sense to me in my head.
Now, see, I have the opposite problem. When it comes to math, I regard it as a mystical art because I don't understand it. So clearly, it's something for wizards, and that's not my job description. So I prefer to leave these weird numbers and symbols and sigils to others.
That's how I felt about reading and spelling, man. I can't spell to save my life.
Yeah, mine's really bad too.
Aether Toe said, honestly, the worst is geometry. Up until that point, I'm really good in math. I hate angles so much. This is God's honest truth. I passed geometry with straight A's, and I did not understand a fucking thing I was doing. Go ahead.
It's the language of God. You don't have to understand it.
Yeah, I had a lot more trouble in algebra. Until I did realize algebra is just math made hard. But for some, it's true. And me and Polly have had that fight many times. It is. It's just math made harder than it needs to be. And some people in the chat are going to get real mad about me saying that. But when it came to geometry, for some reason, it just made sense to me as I did the problems. Could not tell you fuck all about it. I could not tell you how to calculate an angle right now. No fucking clue.
I can still do FOIL.
What's FOIL?
First, outer, inner, last. That's how you do stuff in parentheses.
Oh, yeah.
It's as high tech as I got in class. Usually I got the answer wrong, but I understood the concept.
Faithless said, I took to geometry like a virtuoso, went to the top of my class. There's a lot of that with people. And there's a lot of people who are really good at one and suck at the other, either geometry and algebra. And personally, I think it's that algebra is just math made hard.
It's deviltry, man. That's
It, I'm with you.
it's all wizard knowledge, and I refuse to do that. We got to burn those pagans.
It was made. It was made by Satan.
Yep, decolonize the math.
And when I say that, people go, "Oh, you just don't like it." I do geometry or algebra. When I worked at a machine shop where I spent most of my night unable to even talk to anybody because one, there were few people around, and two, it was so goddamn loud in there that we had to wear earplugs. Um, I would sit there and just do algebra problems in my head. I can do algebra. I just fucking hate it. I think it's stupid. Let's see. And I know if you're building airplanes, you have to know algebra. I'm not building an airplane. Evolved Potato. I hated school because I got A's in tests, but C's in assignments because the assignments were mostly creative writing. And fuck that. Even science and math were creative writing. That was last year. Oh, well, one, thank you for the donation. I love creative writing. I wish they would have let us do a lot more of that, except for the spelling part of it. I hated the spelling part of it. Math is for calculators. That is beautiful. That should be a t-shirt. Johnny Hellcat, thank you. Math was fine until you put those letters in there. Don't know where I heard that.
It's true.
However, I will say that gave me one of my best lines to a chick I wanted to talk to. We were at they called the drama kids in my what year was that? It was 10th grade. They had at the Botanical Gardens in Virginia Beach, they allowed the veterans to put on what they called the haunted forest. And it was a really great thing. And the guys who ran it were great. And I got to be Jason that year. It was awesome. But God, was it the second or third night? Because, we had a rehearsal and everything. And she was in the group. What would happen is the little trolley that they had people come on would pull up to where we are. And one of the girls would scream really loud and start running. And I would fire up a chainsaw. And a friend of mine would come out with a little prosthetic that looked like he had no head. And the girls would jump on the tram and the tram would speed away. It was awesome. She was one of those girls. And I really want to talk to her. She's cute, short, little brunette, my perfect. I'm like, she's a year older than me. I don't know what to say to this shit. But she's sitting there doing her algebra homework. I just walk up to her like, so what does X mean? And she laughed. And we hit it off after that. Turns out she was a horrible whore. Adebisi, I looked at my sister's note and found she had written something, B equals something and so on. She thought variables would always be the same, so she was trying to cheat. Somehow she's a mathematician now. You know what? Trying to cheat is why she was a mathematician. She was trying to do it logically. And math requires a ton of logic. It's why I like it. A's are 1 + 1 will always equal 2. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter anything else going on in the world. 1 + 1 is always 2. Period.
Spoken like a colonialist.
Oh man. Oh dude, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Guys, thank you so much for coming, hanging out, and watching. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so generous to us. Don't forget to support the gentleman on the dais with me. That is Mr. Jack Cochran. Bad comic reviews over here. Also, I want to thank everybody who watched my game streams today and came and hang out with me through those. I'm still testing. I don't know if I'm going to I think I'm going to keep that world because I'm enjoying it so much. But thank you for finding me wherever I go. You guys are fucking amazing, and you make me, man, you make me happy I do this. Jack, is there anything you'd like to show tonight?
I got a new video out on Afterburn Crossfire issue 1. Links there. Plus, we just did a stream on Polydub's channel. Be sure and go check it out. The link to his channel is in the description.
There you go. And today is what, Thursday?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be on Satsu 2 Cents channel over at 9 p.m. Eastern time. The link is below. You can find that there if you're not subscribed to him. Make sure you subscribe to me, Scribe, and Satsu on Twitter so you know when we go live, because YouTube doesn't like to tell people who follow us. Fucking assholes. No game streams tonight that are planned, but again, as I'm testing throughout the day, I might be. If I'm playing a game, I'm going to put it up. So, follow me on Twitter. Keep up with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for everything. Love you guys, Jack. Love you. Thank you for coming and hanging out again. You always give your time, and I really enjoy hanging out with you.
Yeah, same here, man.
Everybody, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.
Bye.